Hello, this is Debbie, and this is Light Up Your Worth. How are you? Are you divine and flowing? I know I am. This is a bit of a different episode that I wanted to share with you. It's extremely vulnerable, and I'm going to pause there because every time you go to share something, you never know what the reactions are going to be. But I'm going to go ahead and share some extremely personal information. About 4 weeks ago, I heard news from my cardiologist that I have a blockage in my heart. Yeah. As I heard the news, I really couldn't comprehend what he was saying, and I truly missed a lot of the details. I'm a 57-year-old female. I've had some minor things with health, but otherwise, I'm pretty healthy. All my numbers, I don't take any meds, etc. And I was going to the cardiologist just to do a double check with some ongoing fatigue and shortness of breath. Since I've moved to multiple states, I've had multiple providers since 2007. I've been sharing these symptoms with all of these different providers. What I heard was not to go check with a cardiologist, but I kept hearing it's your menopause, the fatigue, and I've moved to some high elevations, like at 7,000 feet. I needed to drop some weight or my sleep apnea, and I haven't been as fit as I have been before 2017. And I took their words and believed them, thinking, okay, that must be what it is. It's just me. And then my nurse practitioner in Flag, Arizona suggested that I see a cardiologist just to be safe to get it clear. So I went and took some tests and was now in hindsight, really, I'm extremely grateful for her wanting to just go get it cleared so that I can share that this is a blockage versus actually having a heart attack. And 4 days after I got the news, still in shock, working through all of the possible emotions of thinking I'm just going to get cleared and not hear this type of news, I came down with COVID 4 days later for the first time. Now, my day job is in healthcare, and I've been all through healthcare during this whole last couple of years, and I have kept my immunity system really high and I've not caught COVID. So this was a bit of a shock for me too. And I believe that it was my body just responding to the internal stress. I believe that our body remembers and that we store traumas in our body. And there's multiple books that you can go read about this. And so I've been asking myself in deep reflection about what could I be possibly blocking in my life. I also know that usually before something like this happens, you need to go back a minimum of 5 to 7 years and see what was going on in your life. So I'm in that process, and I've had some really good insights and reflection about that. What I'm doing is practicing self compassion, stillness with my morning and evening meditations, really remembering how far I've come in my life, what I've overcome, and really focusing on the goodness of everything that has gone right through this whole beautiful journey. My life truly is very blessed. I'm in a beautiful, healthy, and I'm fully supported love relationship with a man who is very thoughtful and somebody I've really am growing to rely upon for all of that emotional support. So here's a shout out to him. And I have my local work as process improvement in healthcare. And I work with incredible people, very supported there. And of course, I have this podcast, the Light Up Your Worth podcast, on our third season. And I've been building my purpose driven vision with my coaching and all the healing arts that I work with to heal in our subconscious minds with my growing business. And my life is just full of friends that I've met all over the globe, either through my international travels or previous organizations that I've worked in that allowed me travel. And in the pursuit of building my business and this podcast, through all of the programs that I've been to learn new skills, I've just met so many incredible friends who know me at the deepest level of our soul. Whether they're brand new or they've been in my life for 40 years, I feel very blessed to be so loved. And I have an amazing family that has always supported me, whether it's through my parents or my son or my sister and all my nieces and nephews. I'm very blessed that way. The good news is that in a few weeks, in about 2 weeks, on Thursday, December 21st, I am scheduled to do an angiogram. I could be pronouncing this wrong, so forgive me, but it's spelled Angiogram. And I truly believe and know in my heart that I am already healed. So over the last, I'm going to pause there. I am already healed. I truly believe that this is an amazing opportunity to focus on slowing down and making my health my number one thing. And I have fallen behind, I guess you could say, and over the last 4 weeks with my podcast, with all the behind the scenes activities that happen, such as editing videos, creating social media, promoting my incredible guest, creating web pages, publishing on YouTube. There's just a lot of incredible stuff that I do behind the scenes. I've rescheduled interviews. I've paused even releasing a workshop that was around releasing our money history. And I have decided that I'm going to pause the podcast until early January, just for a couple weeks, to give myself the opportunity to continue to heal and rest. I am used to going. I've gotten through my whole life by doing, and I am learning I need to slow down and just allow my body to do this healing. So I'm estimating that it'll be about 4 weeks that you won't see an episode, but then I will release, not re-release, I will release a new episode because I do have multiple amazing guests this season, and they've already been recorded. I just do not have the energy with my fatigue and in my commitment to myself because as if you don't put the oxygen tank on yourself, how can you help others? And I am best served to put myself first, use my tools, my healing energies, my meditations, my breath work, my journaling, and focusing all that energy on myself. So I hope you will understand this. I would love to hear your feedback about any experiences that you have, and I'm just going to let this unfold over the next so many weeks. I'm not going to commit to a specific date because I want the flexibility to be able to honor how I am feeling. This really is a lesson for myself, and I hope that it will resonate with you to be able to honor ourselves. I heard something yesterday with Sari Salato. And she said, be of service to your own life. Be of service to your own life. That was Sherry Solato. And really, in the practice of living a magical life, you really need to feel into what you need and honor ourselves. And that is what I am going to do. And I would like you to think about anything that is a nagging symptoms that you've had, and maybe you haven't received the answers that you thought. I want you to reach out and find a new provider or do more research and figure out how you can help yourself. Here's what I've also learned, and I want to share this about cardiovascular disease and women. So here's some facts that I found with women in cardiovascular disease from the goforwomen.org. So here's their top 10 facts that they shared. Number one, cardiovascular disease kills more women than all forms of cancer combined, and yet only 44% of women recognize that disease is their greatest health threat. Wow, let that sink in. Cardiovascular disease is the number one killer of new moms and accounts for over one third of maternal deaths. Black women have some of the highest maternal mortality rates. Overall, 10 to 20% of women will have a health issue during pregnancy, and high blood pressure, preeclampsia, gastrological, oh, sorry, I'm pronouncing that incorrect, diabetes during pregnancy greatly increase a woman's risk for developing cardiovascular disease later in life. Going through menopause does not cause cardiovascular disease, but the approach of menopause marks a point in midlife when women's cardiovascular risk factors can accelerate. This would be my group. Making increased focus on health during this pivotal life stage is crucial. Most cardiac and stroke events can be prevented through education and lifestyle changes, such as moving more, eating smart, and managing blood pressure. Tomorrow, I begin the whole 30 for 30 days, which is eliminating so many foods in my life to reset. And it's also called AKA the elimination diet. It's not a lifestyle change to get rid of everything, but it is really to help me pause. Look into what might help you with anything that you're eating or moving more and managing your blood pressure. 51.9% of high blood pressure deaths, otherwise known as hypertension or the silent killer, are in women. And out of all women, 57.6% of black females have hypertension, more than any other race. Isn't that just, I just didn't know. That's a lot of women that we need to reach. While there are estimated 4.1 million female stroke survivors living today, approximately 57.5% of total stroke deaths are in women are often less likely to receive bystander CPR because rescuers often fear accusations of inappropriate touching, sexual assault, or injuring the victim. And number 10 was women continue to be underrepresented in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM fields, as well as in research. In fact, women occupy nearly half of all U.S. jobs, 48%, but only 20% of jobs in STEM fields. Furthermore, only 38% of participants in clinical cardiovascular trials are women. So I'm not sharing all of these facts to scare you. What I'm asking you to do is to reach out and get yourself checked. This is really a silent killer of us women, and it didn't used to be that way. And it has, as our roles are evolving, we are carrying larger amounts of stress. So please take the time and be grateful that you have the opportunity to reach out and get yourself checked. So I am sending you so much love and sunshine, and know that I will be back after my procedure. I'm resting for these 2 weeks, preparing myself, and really just simply filling my life with gratitude for all of the love and the outpour that I've received, and to know that I will be back in early January when it's appropriate for me to resume additional activities. So until then, if you would like to contribute to the podcast in any way during this break, it's in the show notes. You can send us a coffee, buy us a coffee. That would be most appreciative. So until then, I will send you love. Take care.